101. Your brain can only house a certain amount of information and then something's got to go. So if you're not using that information, like it's got to go. I had a mate years ago that used to do gorgeous macrame and he was amazing at it. And then I was doing it when I was younger and he's like, oh, I could teach you some stuff. And then he's like, oh shit, I think I've forgotten how to do it. Like, you know, and it's not that he doesn't know how to do it. It's just that part of his brain has gone, look, we don't need this right now. Let's put that
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know, going back riding a bike, you're a bit wobbly, then it just kicks in.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
it's
like
good.
that with Zoom when I haven't used it for a while, and it's like, bloody share again.
Or they update it and like, oh, don't move the button, damn it. Leave it there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. So we are back for 2025. And one of the topics that I presented to Justine was that we want to talk about thriving business, how we do it, and what it actually means, and the projection of it as well. So, yeah. But first,
Normal or not?
this one's a bit interesting, actually, because I had a client years ago that was a massage client do this. So I'll explain more in a minute. Okay. Is it normal or not to date someone based on their star sign?
Not normal.
You reckon?
Well, I don't reckon it's normal. I mean, you're always kind of curious what their star sign is, and you just go, oh, you link it to people that you know just to
Yeah.
get a bit of an idea of their personality. But I don't know. I wouldn't think it's normal just based on their star sign. What if they're a dickhead and got their star sign?
Which
Oh,
star
just take
sign
them
is the
anyway.
dickhead star sign? Which one? Which one?
Where do we start?
Well, I had a massage client years ago, and her justification for everything that she ever did that she never got done was because she was a Gemini. Every single time she'd be like, "Oh, I thought about going out in the garden, but I'm a Gemini, a bit lazy, so it doesn't matter."
Excuses,
And
excuses.
every time, and I don't know how many times she'd use it, and I'd be thinking, I don't think your star sign is that powerful. Like, I've got a feeling like, sure, it may have a little bit of influence, but it's not like the whole kit and caboodle. She'd be like, oh, I just went out for dinner because I couldn't be bothered cooking. It's part of being a Gemini. We're lazy.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
What star sign are you, Trish?
I'm Sagittarian.
Sagittarian. I don't
So
know you.
I'm friend for life. So you're fucked now, okay? It's as simple as that. Friend for life. Don't back me into a corner.
Yeah. I'm
Yours?
a Libra. I did used to use the Libra thing as an excuse. Like
What was
I
that?
always a Libra, like being balanced and fair. And so like if someone's a certain way, then I would be a certain way back. And I'm like, well, it's all about balance. Shit on me, that kind of thing. That's why I was like when I
Yeah.
was a bit younger, but I'd use that as an excuse, a Libra thing
Mm.
of fairness.
Well,
Um,
I'm not technically a Sagittarian because they believe that there's more than 12 star signs. They believe there's 13. And I'm actually the 13th one, which is Octian or something like that. I'd have to look it up. So, and that's only based on the planets and how it all moves and aligns. Like, there's actually a 13th star sign. So, yeah. But I'm happy with being Sagittarian.
yeah, and then you've got the male female thing. So like apparently your sun sign for a female doesn't come until later and it's your sign first. So like I was a Cancer up until the age of 28 or something, and then it
Mm.
switched to my sun sign, which is the Libra.
Yeah, it's way more complex, isn't it?
Yeah, and then when I look at I think I've got one friend that was the opposite. So I was like the Cancer Libra and she was a Libra Cancer, and you could actually see it. You could
Wow.
actually see the two differences, how it kind of changed. So um yeah, but you see what you want to see too. But yeah,
Yeah, I take it with a grain of curiosity. I really do. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Definitely interesting. Mm.
when I met John, so his star sign is an Aries, and I remember looking it up on Google, compatibility Sagittarian to Aries, when it comes to your partner, etc. And it's like, okay, but I'm not gonna say, look, I can't date you because you're an Aries.
Imagine that.
You know?
If someone did say that, I'd have to say it would be quite a big no for dating anyway, because it's someone that's quite strict and stuck in their way.
A red flag.
No bend
Mm.
there. But
And
what if you're like on the end or the cusp of Aries? Will you date me then?
yeah, or what if you don't want to date me because I'm Sagittarian and you don't like anything that's to do with horses? You
Hmm?
know? Like, because a Sagittarian is a centaur, so it's
Oh,
got the horse body. Like, what?
yes,
Duh.
interesting. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
think
don't
it
think
would
that
be
one's
normal.
normal.
I think the question's a bit rigged though, because like if it was, do you take into account star signs when dating someone? Is that normal? I'd be probably yes, because most people ask. But if it's but based solely on that, I think it would be an interesting personality type if they were doing that. I would be curious
Do you think
what
it would
else
fall
going
into
on in their life.
narcissism, toxicity, control
Yeah, I was going to say, what
factors,
else in their life are they that structured? They might.
protection?
I was going to say they might date someone or dump someone for having the toilet paper around the wrong way. Now I know people like that.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
those
they're like
stories.
that's
It's like,
not the right
oh,
way.
yep, yep. That's they finally just lost their shit, and that was the crescendo.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk
That's
about
the right
thriving
way.
business. Okay, so as we head into 2025, there's usually that mentality like I'm going to get more serious about my business or my weight, or you have those kind of motivational goals. It kind of comes with that start of the year mentality. I think what I wanted to talk about is what does a thriving business mean to you? So not that it's
Yeah.
dollars and you've got thousands of clients, you've got a massive email list. What does it mean to you? So what does it mean to you?
A thriving business would be a business where you've got customers for one. For me,
It
the word
helps.
thriving would mean that you've got customers and they're customers that are coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that be if it's on social media, it's that you've got real followers, a large amount of followers that are actually curious and engaging with what you put out, that would be thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're talking about not lost thriving in life, just thriving in business. I would say that it's just continually having income coming in. Do you know what I mean? A
Mm-hmm.
thriving business to me would be one that's consistently growing, consistently moving. So, like, even if you were starting out, a thriving business starting out would be one that's gaining traction,
Mm-hmm.
gaining traction in their mailing list and their following and the stuff that they're putting out. That would be to me a thriving beginner business. And then as it goes on, that momentum keeps going. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what I feel by the word thriving, something that's gaining momentum as it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely something that which takes as we know, and that's probably part of this conversation.
Yeah,
It
but what is the
takes
number
work.
towards thriving? So for me, one.
Yeah.
Like, my Facebook group, for example, it's got a few thousand people in it. For me personally, the thriving business, that mentality is about bringing the community together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I get one person a month, awesome. If I get one person every 6 months, awesome. That to me is thriving, you know. But we've seen those business models that project, you can become the seven-figure therapist, etc., etc. Hey, I've got my own free training out about that, but I have that social proof behind me as well. But we've
Yeah.
seen those businesses out there that promote that stuff, and then you look at their YouTube and it's like got like 30 followers.
Yeah.
Like nobody's watching these videos.
I think it's a business model. It's a catchy phrase to get people in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if it's more the noise factor when it comes to these business. So, you get those people that are the noisier you are on social media, then the better you must be,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like for in our industry, a thriving business is in hypnotherapy. I mean, you can make it a 6 or 7 figure business, not that hard, because I mean, the amount of clients you need to just get an income rolling each week is not a large amount of clients. So it is the kind of business that you can be, working full time in it with a smaller amount of people coming in, you know what I mean?
Mm.
The I think the idea of a thriving business in our profession is just having that consistency of
Yeah.
money coming in and the consistency of clients. I don't see it as a how much money. Like, I've never seen it. Okay, with my clients and with my business, I want to be making this amount of money. It was, do you know what I mean? It didn't have a 6 or 7. That might be quite a new way of talking to in
Mm.
the last few
Well,
years. It's been coming up more and more. Whereas
yeah.
before it was more like, how many clients do you need to get in, and that kind
Mm.
of thing. So the language has kind of changed to this.
Yeah, it
How
become a
much
bit of
is
a forward.
yeah, yeah. But for me, it's like when you are looking at people, there's people in our field that are really doing it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's one guy in particular that I think he teaches not just hypnotherapists, he teaches, any kind of business.
Mm-hmm.
And the proof is in the pudding. So the back end, they've got a really good business.
Mm-hmm.
And same with you, Trish, you've been doing it a long time. And when
Mm.
you teach stuff that you've actually implemented in your
Mm.
business yourself.
And I have those stats and facts
And
and
yeah,
statistics
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are kind of starting out and using that model to bring people
Mm.
in. And they could be really good
That's
and
their
really
hook.
educated. Do you know what I mean? But they might be starting out so that their followers and stuff are small. But it is an interesting way of promoting.
Mm. I think also for me was when I posted my New Year's post where I was like, January, we've got World Hypnotism Day. February, we've got Bohemia Festival. March, we've got the Hypnosis Conference in New Zealand. And I went through like each month and thought about what are the milestones each month that I've already got planned for 2025. And to me, that made my heart grow. Like I
Yeah.
literally was looking at that list going, oh, every 3 weeks, every 3 to 4 weeks, I've got this amazing thing that I get to meet more people with the
Yeah.
communities and have fun. And that to me is thriving. It's all about that community. It's all about that networking. That makes me excited. And that's how we get from month to month to month to month. And all of a sudden it'll be bloody December and we're starting all over again.
We were having that conversation. I was having that conversation with someone the other day, because when you are, doing the hypnotherapy and you're seeing clients, and it can be quite it's not isolating, but you spend a lot of time with people,
Mm.
but it's
And a lot of
not in the
people don't
context of
understand exactly what you do.
being, it's not a context of being out and about and socializing. And I was looking at different things this year. Like for me, I've got November as well, coming over to you, and we've got
Mm-hmm.
the March conference. And then I was looking at other things that are going on around, just to make sure that I've got
Mm.
stuff through the year to look forward to.
Yeah, you got
Where
to
I'm
look
meet up
forward to it.
with people that are like-minded,
Mm.
but not
The opportunity to grow.
in your own business. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Um,
Mm. And it doesn't matter how you grow. One thing that when I first started, I felt it was a self-judgment. And I felt like I was judging myself because I wasn't doing hypnotherapy full time per se. And I was watching all these gurus going, wow, how are you getting all these great results? Is there some secret, remedy or technique that I'm missing out on? Because I've got a couple of clients that are getting results but could have been better or something like that. And the first thing was those people were never talking about their failures. I'm more than happy to talk about the failures to give
yeah,
you a
yeah,
heads up, you know. The second thing also was that when these people were talking, I caught out one of them, which was really high up in our community, and she was talking about one particular client and then projecting another client as if it was another client, and it wasn't. It was the same client in 10 different scenarios. So they were projecting how they had all these clients, but it actually was only one client projected in different ways. And I
yeah,
started to think, oh, hang on, what? Maybe I'm not doing as badly as possible. And then also, many of them had projected that you have to be a hypnotherapist full time. You can't do anything else, you know? And I do other things as well. Like I go to festivals and do my tea leaf
yeah,
readings,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
You have
know.
to. Yeah,
I'll go to a seminar and do a talk on past life, or how timeline can assist you, or how we can alleviate menopause or whatever. It's not just a matter of being the hypnotherapist in the clinic
Yeah,
24/7 as your business
it's
model. You have to get out into the community. And if
yeah.
you're not out in the community locally, physically, then you have to apply yourself to online communities and gain that rapport that way. Having a website, that'll help. Absolutely. But having that website, you're also competing with 10,000 others that
And
have
you've got to
just got the
drive
website.
traffic to that website. So you've got
You
to get
do,
them
you
to
do.
the
You don't
website.
just launch a website and then suddenly you've got customers. You either have to do Facebook ads, Google ads, you have to do Eventbrite events or freebies or something. You have to get yourself out there. You can't just put out a website and then go, why haven't I got any clients? Like, you're going to get the occasional dreg that stumbles across it, but to get that consistency, you still have to be applying yourself on
Yeah,
some
yeah.
level. So yeah,
I
I
do
thought,
find the excitement, like when I first started, I was so freaking excited
oh, me too. I could help
about
so many people.
what we did, that when I went out
Mm.
there, people wanted to do it just because I was like
We had to fix everything
excited
stuff.
to help people. Do you know what I mean? And it was that enthusiasm that got people in to experience it. You
Mm.
know, getting the how much, I was so like
The
hooked
first
on.
thing I did was, because I had lost so much weight with hypnosis and I'd gotten myself out of being homeless and got that money mindset sorted out. The first thing I did was I got some crappy t-shirts from Vistaprint and I wore them as I went for my morning walk
Yeah,
each day, and people would see me regularly and then they'd stop and talk to me because I didn't have the confidence to talk to people. Like, as far as I was concerned, confidence wasn't necessity,
yeah,
and then they'd stop me and talk to me, and that's when I would be like, hey, come for a free consult, etc., etc. And that started building up confidence, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't have to cost thousands of dollars.
yeah, yeah.
Just wear a
To show you, I
t-shirt.
think I might have put it on Facebook. My friend Caroline, who's a hypnotherapist, and her friend, they both lost 33 kilos.
Oh,
And so
nice.
whenever we go to festivals, they have these really cool shirts that say hypnotherapy works, and on the back 33 kilos down, and they both wear it and they're all glittery.
That's
But,
great.
but it's a good talking point, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, because they've
People
tried
always talk
everything else
about.
and failed at it. So why not give something completely out of the box a go
Yeah,
and change it for good?
yeah,
That's a great idea. I love that one. So those of you that are watching, use that. Uh,
yeah,
Even if you did something along the lines, like say you had hypnosis yourself for get yourself out of trauma, you could write on the back of your t-shirt, went from a 10 down to a 0. No more trauma.
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
so
God, you
that
could do that for fears and anything, eh?
oh, absolutely, absolutely, that's a really cool idea, really cool. Now
Mm.
that is how you thrive in business.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
So just basically wanted to express to everybody that when it comes to thriving, it's surfing the wave.
Yeah.
Like, even I go through times where I have no clients.
Actually, that's a good
It
point, because last
happens.
year I have so many, like the members of HNZ messaging me saying, I think I've got a business block, or I've got something going on, or maybe this isn't for me anymore. And they say to me, because I've only got 3 clients. And when I get that, it's really like I always let them know, because those weeks, because New Zealand's and everywhere else around the world is having, all businesses are having ups and downs. Like, we've got like this apparently biggest recession going on in New Zealand, and
Same in
every
Australia.
business, even it doesn't matter what business you're in, you're seeing the dips, and people are affected financially right now.
Mhm.
So like people will be taking it personally that, oh, I've only got 3 clients, maybe this isn't for me. And I'm like, oh my God, you've
It's
got
not
three
personal.
clients. That's more than most people I've been talking to in the last few weeks. It's
Mhm.
just one of those times, and it just moves in waves. And there are some times, and um, and it kind of happens in a whole, like, it's not just one person suddenly gets none. It's like things just go quiet certain times of year. And
Yeah.
it's not taking it personally. It's as
Mm.
long as you are out there doing it, talking to people,
Mm.
emailing, I always say you look after you every week you should nurture the relationship you have with your old clients, and that's by
Mm-hmm.
sending out emails and good information. You should do something to bring in new clients. That's through communicating with the public, putting stuff out there, social media, however you do it. And then you should focus on your passive income, or ways to bring in money when times are quiet, that just passive income coming through. But it's quite funny in our profession. Yeah, if you have a couple of clients and it goes quiet for a week, people can take it quite personally. Like, this is you're saying, I need to change my job.
Everyone.
Like, no, this is just life.
Yeah,
and
this is business. This is self-employment.
Yeah, it's business, and it's happening for everybody. So it's just, you still, and in those times you take the time that you've got off as the time that you put into the business. You go out and talk to more people and push, and get it out there. You make more, instead of sitting there not happy that you got clients. You put that time into making products, or getting out and talking to more people.
Educate yourself.
Yeah, educating. Yeah.
Like, when I first left home, I was on the government payment, so I was on the dole, and I was actively searching for work. I couldn't work out why all of these people were on the dole and were not looking for work. And what had happened was, I'd watched Dr. Phil on TV, and he said that if you don't have a job and you're on any kind of payment, it is your job to look for a job.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same scenario here. If you've got no clients, it's your job to go and network for more clients. That's what your job is. Just because you don't have any clients on the Thursday and Friday doesn't mean, that doesn't give you a free pass to watch the Netflix series, or to go, oh, I'm just going to mow the lawns and do the washing. No, it's your job to go and get those clients, those customers, level up that business. And then all the washing and mowing the lawns, that's just standard part, as if you did have clients.
Yeah.
It's your job to still get up, put on your face, go do the footwork. So
make another recording,
level up some of your knowledge towards your web page or whatever. And rather than thinking of why I don't have clients, think of, how do I get them and how far I can take this.
Yeah.
This is your push to do better. Don't take that easy path where you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to go get a job. This is not for me.
Yeah.
That's the cop out. So, should you not date someone because of their star sign?
Well, I think it's odd. Tell me, Trish, what's your worst star sign?
I've no idea. Oh, no, I'm going to go with my ex. Okay. Oh, no, I probably shouldn't do that because I just don't like him.
But what was his star sign?
He was a Taurus.
I don't know, Taurus.
The bull.
I don't know someone that's a Taurus. Don't get offended if you are a Taurus and I'm friends with you. I just don't. I don't have a good memory.
actually, no. I renege on that. I would say Pisces.
Yep.
The only reason is because my sister was hugely into star signs when we were kids, and she would always say everything about Pisces. So Pisces is, Pisces that, Pisces something else. And what would annoy the shit out of me was her saying Pisces are such giving people. But then I'd always be like, but what about you? If you don't stop doing this, you're going to burn out. And she'd get the shits up at me. So we'd go out shopping.
My mum's a Pisces and she's an incredibly giving person.
Yeah, so she'd be like, oh, I saw this drink bottle for Justine, so I bought it. And I saw this highlighter for Sarah down the road, so I bought it. And I saw this pen and I've got that for Anthony. Now I've got to go deliver them all because that's what they told me to keep an eye out for. Like, she was like, and then you'd say, oh, Trish, I'm having a Tupperware party. And she'd be like, yep, no worries. Okay, so I've got like 20 friends. I'll write down a list for you. I'll contact them all. When are you doing it? Yep, no worries. We'll do it then. I'd be like, stop it. Like, you can't keep doing this. And it was like that every day. Like, I got to a stage where I was like, whose birthday is it? And what are we doing? And why do we need presents for it? And do they really need that many? Like, you know what I mean?
But that kind of means, so if you date a Pisces, they're going to give you lots of stuff and be very giving, and they'll be a nice partner.
No, I don't want that. I can do shit on my own. I'm Sagittarian, very independent.
So what's John's star sign?
Jonathan Aries. So
So
that's the ram, I think that is.
Isn't that fiery? Isn't Aries like fiery?
Oh, I'd
I
have
thought
to
the
look
ram
that up.
was Taurus.
He used to have a cup with it on it. Aries. Is it the ram? I have to look it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is the ram. Yeah, so he's a fire sign as well. You wouldn't know it. I'm fire. You know that one.
But then maybe you kind of like fire and fire. Oh no, fire and fire.
Yeah, I used to get told that we were like two volcanoes that would come together and cancel each other out.
And yeah, calm down.
Yeah, so it's like we see if each other's going to start burning and then go, oh, how do we counteract this? That's right, we need water. Water. So, yeah. What's your opposite then? Like, what's the one that you're like, eh? I'm going with Pisces.
I don't have one. The only one I used to say when I was younger was Gemini, just because I dated a Gemini and they definitely had two sides to them.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe that's what my client had, was that personality stuff where she had herself, but then when she didn't want to do something, she was Gemini.
Yeah, well, that's what I learned about Gemini, was a two-sided thing, but only because the person that I was dating was a Gemini, and so that's the only one I've been like a bit cautious of. But yeah.
Hey, if you're a Pisces, I'm not going to judge you. You know, I'm way past that stage. But yeah, if you keep on giving, pull it in a bit, because you're part of the everybody you're giving to, okay? Yeah. Remember that. All right, lovelies, we will be back in a fortnight, and you can watch the replay of this video inside of our app and on YouTube as well, and all of our Facebook pages. So we'll catch everybody in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye.